Hello, my name's Michael Wright and I'm the head teacher here at Framwellgate School, Durham. As many of you as parents and carers will know, I write to you all every Friday, but occasionally we do something like this and just record a short video. This week I'd like to talk about something very specific, and that's this: the use of mobile phones. Now, as hopefully most of you are aware, we're really clear around our rules with mobile phones here in school. From bell to bell, we don't expect to see any phones out at all. There are some exceptions for curricular reasons. For example, the photography class in year 10 or 11, they might be using their phones to take pictures, but that's under the supervision of an adult. In general though, no child should have their phone out when they're on the school site from bell to bell. We're lucky that the vast majority of our students know and accept that rule, and they realise that we're largely doing that for their own safety. Lots of our sixth formers in particular will say that they like the fact that phones aren't available, both in terms of allowing them to concentrate and study, but also because they've grown up in a world always thinking about, will someone take a photo of me? Where will that photo go? And school is seen as a safe place where they feel comfortable that isn't happening. I wrote about mobile phones to you all in the last academic year, and I talked about 3 apps in particular. I talked about the impact of TikTok on attention spans. I talked about the nature of Snapchat, designed to be addictive like so many other apps. And I talked about Instagram, not only designed to be addictive in terms of how it works and encourages interactions, but also clear evidence that it's having a negative impact around young people's mental health. I encouraged you all as parents to think about your child's use of these apps. I'd encourage you now to think about that again. One parent wrote to me and talked about on the back of that they'd introduced family sharing plans across their household. So they were actively looking to limit the amount of time their children had on some of these apps, rather than just taking away the phone altogether. Now, I can't say if that's the thing that you should do, but it certainly seemed to be the experience of this parent that had a positive impact on their child and their child's focus. Again, remember, these apps are designed to be addictive. As adults, we can know that and we can behave appropriately. Children with their developing brains perhaps need our guidance and support around these issues. Below, you'll have some details around what you might do, both with an Apple phone or an Android phone, if you'd like to put in place something similar for your children. I'd also just encourage you to do what we should all be doing at all times, and that's talk to our children about their phone use. Talk to them about how to do so safely. Talk to them about how to make sure they're not spending too much time just living their life on the online world. Whenever I talk about this, some parents will point out contradictions and the fact that we use things like class charts or Sparks Maths and English and ask students to do that on their phone. I'm aware of these contradictions, and I'll be frank, think hard about how we can overcome them. But then at the same time, I also acknowledge that phones are now just a fact of the modern world. And I think it is appropriate that we also use some platforms with students that do sit on their phones. The important part, though, is to make sure that we're not allowing our students unfettered access to everything that's out there online. I feel really comfortable in saying that students who aren't on their phone all the time are in general happier students. That can be painful at home at first, but it's always better for a child to talk to people face to face rather than simply be living their life online. Thanks for so much support that you've already given to the school with reinforcing these key messages, and I hope you all have a lovely weekend.